Who dares wins. Now, today, right now, in this moment where you're considering investing, you will be daring greatly. And I know you will come out victorious. Who dares wins. 3 words that sum up the spirit of every great real estate investor. 3 words that differentiate a great real estate investor from an average one. Now, in 2023, 2 investors convinced themselves that the retreat at Glens Bay was an investment without much risk compared with oceanfront condos, but enough of the same profits to be a worthwhile investment. They made a purchase of a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom unit at $229,400. They remodeled the unit with only a $13,000 investment, converting an upstairs master closet into an additional bedroom, and placing the unit on Airbnb for short-term rentals. Little did they know their efforts had paid off in a big way. 1 year later, to the tune of $63,000 plus or minus in gross rental income and profits of $14,000, they successfully pulled off an investment where no other investors had previously invested before their purchase. That's right. There's no gross rental income data for any other units in the retreat at Glens Bay for the previous 2 years. They invested in a community where other investors didn't have the courage to invest. They successfully captured the budget-conscious segment of the market who were fine with little to no amenities and being only 5-minute drive from Surfside Beach, restaurants and bars included. Now, but not only that, they were hedged against market fluctuations in that the retreat at Glens Bay allows for both short-term and long-term rentals. If the short-term market took a turn, they could simply pivot into the long-term rental market and ride out any dwindling market decline. The strategy was brilliant in that it gave them a much lower operational expenses due to the cheaper HOA fees, cheaper insurance, and cheaper maintenance cost, especially when compared to oceanfront condos at beachfront resorts. But most importantly, a cheaper cost to entry. This is the big one. The average price of a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, oceanfront and/or ocean view condo during the 2023 year they purchased this condo was $661,972, while they managed to purchase this condo for only $229,400. That's a savings of $432,572 off the initial purchase price by investing in a condo that was only 5 minutes from Surfside Beach compared with condos at beachfront resorts. I won't go into just how much money they saved on their down payment, but I can tell you it was over $100,000. Who dares wins. For more than a year now, I have worked to gather the best intelligence so that we can make the most informed decision regarding your investment. But even with all the resources, investor interviews, research, and intelligence gathered, there's no way of verifying with certainty that you'll have guaranteed profits. Just like our 2 investors that took a chance on the retreat at Glens Bay, you, the real estate investor, will have to make a decision on insufficient intelligence. A decision that could either be your legacy or a regret you'll have to bear for the rest of your life. If the decision is wrong and the profits you seek aren't found in the real estate investment you've chosen as a first-time investor, it could be the end of your real estate investing career. You'll bear the burden of the mission's failure for the rest of your life. not to mention the possibility of the failure's impact on coming generations of your loved ones. If you're buying to invest, if you are purchasing to make an investment to build generational wealth for your children or your children's children, if it goes wrong your first time, you very well might not ever do it again. And they're the ones that end up paying for that decision. It's an enormous risk, but one you, the real estate investor, just like our two investors at the retreat at Glens Bay, must feel called to make. And I admire their guts. Who dares wins. But more importantly, I admire their intellect for understanding the nature of the risk these real estate investors assumed. There's a mistaken belief that we can just do the back of the napkin analysis on an investment and give it the old go, no go, and launch forward with the investment. But 75% of the time spent on the investment is in the planning and preparation. You see, we are on the outside looking at their success story, but what we didn't see was all the hours they poured over investment content, education, and research. Daring greatly does not mean taking unnecessary risk. Any fool can be cavalier with the vacations of others, the money, the future of others, but daring greatly does mean having the boldness to push the envelope, to take advantage of an opportunity where others would recoil at the peril. But a great real estate investor knows that they must reduce the risk to a manageable level, a level that is commensurate with the training or the talent of those executing the task at hand. Extensive intelligence must be gathered on the hospitality market. That's the past 5 years, as well as the particular resort you're considering, your top competition, the regulations and laws affecting short-term vacation rental properties in our market, financing, risk analysis, remodel and design considerations, marketing, HOA meeting minutes and budgets, the contingencies for all these factors, and the broker conducting your transaction. Additionally, you'll need to identify the best education and training you can find from experts in the field. Every type of technology and software needed, any intelligence shortfalls and their contingencies, the right relationships to have in place, whether that's property managers, agents, representatives at Airbnb or VRBO, other successful investors, and members of the HOA where you plan to invest to get that boots on the ground knowledge you just can't find anywhere else. To leave nothing to chance, that's what you have to do. Even though we understand that chance and uncertainty are a part of every real estate investment, where you can't properly assess the risk because the intelligence is incomplete, like how there was no other gross rental income data for the retreat at Glens Bay for the previous 2 years, because investors simply were not investing in that community. Or take, for instance, future uncontrollable market fluctuations. These are the places where we must develop plans to deal with these contingencies. I'm fairly certain that the ability to pivot into long-term rentals played as a crucial contingency factor in taking the risk to go after short-term vacation rentals through a community that had no previous rental history. Furthermore, because market fluctuations were an anticipated risk, they knew that if short-term rentals didn't work due to a declining tourism market, they could again pivot into long-term rentals. Now, these were all calculated risk that they prepared for. And even more so, I'm sure at some point in the investment at the retreat at Glens Bay, something happened that could have jeopardized the entire investment. But the contingencies these two investors prepared beforehand during all that planning and preparation more than compensated for any unlucky break. And owing to that extensive planning they conducted, they overcame. These investors are rightly applauded for their willingness to take a risk on uncertain intelligence. While the confidence level of the market and the community was a 50-50 risk, maybe at best, the preparation and planning these investors did was 100% certain. And that's something they could depend on and fall back on should issues arise. They bet on themselves, not the market, not the property, themselves, and those helping them conduct the mission. The decision to invest in the retreat at Glens Bay was as analytical as it was bold. When we look across history at the great risk takers in business, we see that each of these men and women understood that in every risk there is an opportunity. The opportunity exists because the risk seemed too high, and others, those without the confidence to move forward, were too fearful to venture into a particular space. And yet, for every successful man or woman, there were 10,000 failures. What separates the successes from the failures? That's what I've set out to solve. For over a year now, I have dedicated my life in part to understanding why some real estate investors win in the face of what many consider high risk. Is their boldness alone enough to carry the day? Were there some investors so superior to their competition that they were just bound to win in a fight? Was their technology so exceptional that it gave them an overwhelming advantage? As it turned out, all these factors are necessary, but certainly not sufficient for success. In each case, who dares wins had to be backed up by who plans and prepares wins. It is only through extensive planning and preparation that the best real estate investors were able to identify the major risk factors and develop options for addressing them. To those on the outside looking in, the risks appear great. However, to those on the inside, the risks were manageable. Every great real estate investor must exhibit a sense of boldness because your spouse, friends, and family, even you yourself, don't want to follow a timid soul. Those real estate investors must be prepared to act when others are weak-kneed and fearful of failure. They must embrace the motto, "Who dares wins." But no real estate investor should confuse daring and audacity with brashness and impudence. The former is fine. The latter will surely result in failure. It's simple. 1, seek real estate opportunities to take risk. No great real estate investor was ever timid or weak. Number 2, mitigate the risk through extensive planning and preparation. Number 3, learn from your mistakes and be prepared to take the next big risk. Don't let a single failure define who you are. Let's go take a quick look at the property at the retreat at Glens Bay and dive into the numbers and see just how well these two real estate investors did. Let's get into unit 202B right here at the retreat at Glens Bay. Now guys, as soon as we walk in, you can see an absolutely stunning and very well decorated unit. Now immediately to our right, you will notice the kitchen. As you can see here, stainless steel appliances, nice granite countertops, beautiful backsplash, and a nice view of the outdoor balcony and the lake. We do have a closet here. We have our living room, which is stunningly decorated, and we'll get to in a minute. and a nice cool coffee station, which is phenomenal for guests. Restroom here to our left, but to our right, we do have our downstairs or first floor bedroom, closet. As you can see here, it's got a little bit of cleaning supplies and stuff in it, which is pretty standard. Bed, beautiful decor, and a nice balcony out back. Now, let's get to this balcony. As you can see here, nice view, pretty spacious. Now we do have a restroom immediately to our right, as you can see here. Again, nice countertops, very well done. And we have a nice shower here. Now into the living room, as you can see, flat screen, again, very well decorated. Dining room table here, and our master. Nice desk. I'm going to take you out here so you can just see a little bit of the view out front. And of course, our own restroom here. Before we get there, I didn't want you to miss this balcony view. All right, guys, shower, washer and dryer, which is absolutely phenomenal. Let's just pull this back real quick. This is a tub shower combo, as you can see here. And we're going to head on upstairs. But before we do, again, that's that balcony that connects the master and the living room. I want you just to see this stunning view. Now, this would be the upstairs master because it is absolutely stunning and very spacious. Look at that. Flat screen TV, balcony outside, nice seating area. Absolutely stunning, guys. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, we do have our restroom here. Nice tile, dual vanities. Again, tub shower combo. Restroom, of course. Again, closet here. And we do have a second bedroom. Now, they have converted the closet to another bedroom. They've made excellent use of the space, as you can see. Pretty cool. Let's hit this balcony just real quick. Again, view and a very spacious balcony. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for Unit 202B right here at Glens Bay. Retreat at Glens Bay. All right, guys, so let's go over these numbers right here at the retreat at Glens Bay. Again, this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom unit. It was a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, but they converted one of the bedrooms into a 4th bedroom. They converted one of the closets in the master upstairs bedroom into a 4th bedroom, making it a 4-3. Now, you'll see that the gross rental income is $59,668.08. We do have other income listed. You'll see that $4,139.94. That was 3 different HO6 insurance reimbursements for damages to the unit while they were renting it to guests. 3 of the charges were from Airbnb, an insurance they carried through Airbnb, and the other charge was for their through their HO6 insurance. Now, you'll notice that their principal and interest was $15,331.80. That was at a 30-year mortgage at an 8.875% interest rate. Their property tax was $2,796.87. You will notice that it is substantially cheaper property taxes here on this unit as opposed to oceanfront. Now, these guys are out of state non-residents. They're out of state. So traditionally, the taxes are even higher for out of state people. Now, so if you were an in-state person that purchased this investment property, your taxes would be even lower than that $2,700. Now, on your nice oceanfront condos, typically you'll see, $5,000 property taxes. So taxes on this were substantially cheaper. Property insurance, they've got it here at $1,046. Cleaning, they've got $12,820 for cleaning. Your platform service fee was $4,443.21. Your hospitality and accommodations tax was $3,351.98. Your utilities was $1,185.17. Your internet was $677.98. And then your HOA dues were only $7,800. Another one of the strategic advantages of this property, in my opinion, when compared with oceanfront condos, is the HOA fee is so much cheaper. The operational expenses on this entire deal are a lot cheaper, yet the profits are pretty much the same. A decent oceanfront condo will give you $14,000 a year profit. This one, on this unit here, 5 minutes away from the beach, we have a net income of $14,355.01. So comparatively, this property has a lot of advantages. Being 5 minutes away from the beach, you can pivot if the market fluctuates into long-term rentals here. And you can do short-term rentals, which gives you a great upside. Plus, the mortgage on the property is a whole lot cheaper. The price point is much cheaper. The cost to entry in this game is cheaper than if you buy an oceanfront condo. The operational expenses are a lot cheaper, so it is a lot less cash flow or operating cash that you'll need to carry this unit in the off-season months. There's a lot of advantages here, guys, and quite frankly, this property is starting to crank up my appeal because it diminishes the risk and still gives you the same return. Cheaper operating cost and the ability to pivot if the market fluctuates really takes a lot of the risk out of the equation. So ultimately, guys, we do have a net income of $14,355.01. That's $14,000 in profit in 2024 right here at the retreat at Glens Bay. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. So let's talk through how well the units appreciated right there at the retreat at Glens Bay. Now, I ran our numbers based on a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom unit. Of course, our sellers, smart investors as they are, converted the upstairs master bedroom into a 4th room, obviously increasing the average daily rental rate that they could get for the property on Airbnb, VRBO, and Booking.com. It was and is a brilliant strategy. It just so happens that the closet there at the retreat at Glens Bay for the 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom units does have a window. And according to South Carolina state law, so long as a room has a window, it can be considered a room. So technically, we have a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom unit. Now, your appreciation numbers, there aren't very many of these 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom units there. And that does stand to show that unit does have a unique value proposition, a competitive value proposition when it comes to all of the rentals there at the retreat at Glens Bay. Since there's not very many 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom units there, obviously, when people see that they can get a 4th bedroom, that's advantageous. Now, let's get back to appreciation. For 2015, your average sold price for a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom was $96,800. In 2024, that same average sold price was $267,500. That is $170,700 in appreciation. Wow, in 9 years. We're talking just shy of $19,000 a year in appreciation. Now think about this. If you had purchased this property 10 years ago in 2015, they pulled in $14,000 in annual profits from running it just last year. Now add to it another, right at $19,000. Guys, that's really good money for a short-term investment property, especially given the fact that it can pivot during market fluctuations and become a long-term rental property. Now, if you would have purchased this property at the $229,400 mark, over 39 years worth of depreciation, it would have given you a taxable income deduction of $5,882.05 a year. Now, for those of you high income earners, you can do what's called a cost segregation study. You could be writing off as much as $30,000 or $40,000 in your first and second year of owning. If you're interested in that, get in contact with your CPA. You do need a CPA that specializes in cost segregation studies. And if you need someone, give me a call, send me a text message, shoot me an email. I'll be more than happy to help. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories.